Hi everyone, it's Masters Week, so I thought I'd do a quick Masters inspired community post for you. Now the idea of this video is to try and give you an insight as to why it's difficult to putt well at Augusta. You know, Augusta is renowned, or the greens at Augusta are renowned for being one of the main defences of the course. Now, one of the sort of fables of Augusta is that the ball always breaks to Raes Creek. And there are many fables at different courses where the ball will always break to downtown or break towards a mountain or whatever that is. Now the reality is that these fables for a large part aren't necessarily true, because they don't have any gravitational pull. These landmarks don't have gravitational pull, and the ball will break because of gravity alone. So when you're on a slope, that slope allows gravity to pull the ball down the slope. So that's why a ball breaks. It's down to gravity itself. So you're merely influenced by the slope that you're putting across. But at Augusta, you know, the local caddies swear by this sort of notion the ball all breaks to Raes Creek. So let's try and explore that and appreciate, you know, why that could be an influence. Now, when you're on property, if you've ever been to Augusta, the clubhouse is basically the highest point, and the general lie of the land falls away from the clubhouse down to Amen's Corner, and that's where Raes Creek is. So if you look at this picture in the background, that's the 13th green in the corner, and that's where Raes Creek is. You can see Raes Creek running across the green. Now, so Raes Creek basically gives us an indication of the general lie of the land. So on the yardage books at Augusta, you'll have an indication of where Raes Creek is relative to the hole you're on. It'll kind of pinpoint it in terms of like a northwesterly, southwesterly direction relative to the hole that you're on. So it gives you a general direction of where that lie of the land is. And where I think that could have an impact is, if you imagine that this is the clubhouse at Augusta, this is Amen's Corner, the general lie of the land is that way. Now, when you get a green that's sat opposing that lie of the land, it's very easy for that surface to look like it's tilted more against the general lie of the land. So this could be a flat green, and we've got the general lie of the land around that. And it's very easy to look at that and see that as more of a kind of left to right slope in this instance, as I look at it, because of the nature of the way this slope is opposing the general lie of the land. And it's a phenomena that you can even see on a double breaking putt, where you see the first part of the putt right to left, and then you see the last part of the putt left to right. But the reality is it's actually quite flat. It's just because it's opposing that right to left slope, it can look more left to right. So that's where I think Raes Creek, or the general lie of the land, can have an impact at Augusta, because there are plenty of greens which are sat opposing that general lie of the land. So when you look at that slope, it's very easy to perceive that slope differently to what it actually is. And then once you hit that putt, if you've overread it, or you've read it as left to right and it's actually straight, it would be easy then to think that, you know, Raes Creek was having an influence. So there we go. It's Augusta is an unusual week in many respects, and it's got some unusual traditions. One of those is the ball breaking towards Raes Creek. Raes Creek certainly doesn't have any gravitational pull, but it does, I think, gives an indication as to the challenges that we face on any course, and that's our perception. It's easy to look at a slope and perceive that slope to be something different, and the surrounding sort of lie of the land is one of the factors that can make the judgment of slope difficult at times, and that's why green reading is such a difficult but important skill to master. Let me know your thoughts and comments below.